Hello, Gemini. Welcome to your monthly reading for November 2023. This is for Gemini and Gemini Rising. And if you're new to my channel, I do a traditional occultic cross spread. I also use astrology and my guides to help bring a lot more clarity to get more specific and detailed with your reading, Gemini. Have you noticed my shuffling skills today? I do this because I want you to feel like it's a personal reading, as if we're here one-on-one rather than a general spread. Lastly, I use astrology because it brings a lot more depth to your reading. So Gemini, I want to personally congratulate you. We made it, right? We made it to November. We had those, the shifting of the nodes. We had a really heavy retrograde period. Just came out of those eclipses. So give yourselves a pat on the back, a fist bump to, that's your teddy bear that's right on your bed, whatever you do, Gemini, because you made it. Okay. You made it. Now, the question is, what's next, right? The question is, what's next? This is a pivotal month. This is a very pivotal month, and a lot of y'all are going through changes, really big changes. And I actually want you to know that it's kind of like, I've been making the analogy, this month is kind of like the ending of the Truman Show. Remember how he makes it to the end? He climbs up the stairs, and he's at the door, and he walks through. And he made it, okay? He made it, and the whole world cheered on. Even the guy in the bathtub splashing around. It was like a big moment. It was a big moment. So be very proud of yourself, because we've had some heavy stuff happen. And now the reason why I use the Truman Show as an analogy is because what happens after you walk through that door? What happens when you have this new beginning, especially coming after those eclipses? There's a lot of changes happening in your life. It's a big, absolutely big deal. The other reason I do bring up the Truman Show is because we are meant to use our imagination, right? When he walks through that door, like, what does he do next, right? And this month, Neptune is very active. All right. Neptune is all about imagination, creativity. Here's the thing, Gemini, raise your hand if you feel like there's a lot of things happening in your career, or maybe not happening in your career, or you're confused about your career. Well, a lot of y'all may have your hands raised, but a lot of y'all may have some clarity this month. We have a full moon in your sign at the end of the month. We have a lot of things happening this month. We have good days, really good days, and we have our challenging days. All right. It is a month where we don't have as many aspects as we've had in the past few months, but the aspects that we do have, they pack a really huge punch. They're really huge. So things can be really intense in the first half of the week, because remember, Mars is still in Scorpio. Mercury is still in Scorpio just for like the first week-ish, okay? But the main thing is Saturn goes direct, okay? So think about this. Saturn in Pisces in your 10th house of career. Neptune in Pisces in your 10th house of career. There's going to be a lot of focus on career, fame, leadership, public recognition, honors, awards, achievements, all of that. That's all in the 10th house, okay? Some of y'all could have, if you're not here for career, it's, maybe how you're being perceived, how you want to be perceived, okay? It could be some passion projects that you are working on, have thought about, that are part of that plan, okay? Remember all this activity in Scorpio in your 6th house, okay? Which is, projects, but also everyday activities. There's a lot of Geminis who could be concerned about health and fitness as well around this time. But hey, we're moving into Sagittarius season, so buckle up if you're here for love, okay? Or even career still, okay? Because Sagittarius is your 7th house of partnerships and relationships. It can even be with a friend too, if you've had some, moments with a friend. So keep that in mind. This is a pivotal month in terms of what's coming next for you, all right? And so there is possibly some things that are, I'm not going to lie, things that you have let go, things that you're in the process of letting go, and things that may bring you some clarity in terms of things that you probably should let go. So why don't we go ahead and get started, Gemini? Let's see what's going on for you. Oh, if you are new to my channel, after I do your spread, I break it down week by week, okay? What's going on? So I pull a lot more cards. Secondly, I do leave all the key astrological dates in the description box, okay? Pluto is also very active this month too. And so even though we're leaving Scorpio season and all those planets are moving into Sagittarius, Pluto in Capricorn is in your 8th house, which is ruled by Scorpio. And so that transformation is still going for you. Okay? Keep that in mind. All right. So with that said, Gemini, let's see what's going on for you for November 2023. This is for Gemini, Gemini rising. If you know your birth chart, feel free to read for your Venus. I would absolutely recommend it. Actually, I would absolutely recommend reading for your Venus. Okay. That's moving into Libra. This is going to be such a big deal for you. All right. If you are here for love or because Venus it's in its domicile in Libra. I talked about this last month. It loves being in Libra. It rules Libra. And so that is your 5th house of love, of romance, but also creativity, self-expression, recreation. Like, I feel like you're just going to have a lot of fun this month. Okay. There are going to be some moments. I'm not going to lie. There are going to be some moments with some aspects that are happening, but that is a big thing. So I would recommend reading for your Venus if you know it, and your moon, especially because we have the full moon in your sign at the end of the month. Okay, so a lot of things are going to come to light. A lot of things are going to come to light, and you obviously are going to feel it more than any other sign. So with that said, Gemini, let's get started. Let's see what's going on for you for November 2023. Gemini, if you are, by the way, what was I going to say? What are my lines? Sometimes I just forget them, especially after a long work day. Gemini, I was going to say I do a traditional cultic cross spread. It really does bring the best overview. If we need to pull clarifiers, we'll pull clarifiers. Secondly, don't forget, after I do your spread, I break it down week by week, and I'll tell you what's going on every week. Like there's some great days, even clusters of days that are just like, ooh, so nice in November. But then there are also some days where you're just gonna, you're gonna have to grin and bear it. Okay, Gemini, it looks like it is gonna be one of those months for you. Very interesting. Look at you. Look at you. Interesting here. So there is going to be a lot of changes in partnerships and relationships, okay? As you can see here, but we'll talk about that later. A lot of y'all are transitioning out of some, or moving into new ones, or there's definitely something that is coming up. But let's get started. You got the Hierophant. Okay, you got the Hierophant in your past. Really love this for you. Okay, so there is this sense of not just like you coming into this more more spiritual level. And I'm not surprised. Okay, I'm not surprised because this card is ruled by Taurus, right? And as we know, Jupiter and Uranus in Taurus is your 12th house, the subconscious, right? Intuition as well. A lot of things, the hidden things, right? But even still, I love the fact that you got the Hierophant. And so there is this big energy of y'all really having these moments, especially after those eclipses, okay? The one that we had in Taurus was in your 12th house. So there could have been some moments of you unrooting things or feeling a lot more empowered or seeing things in a different way where it made you feel a lot more confident, like more of like, that leader that lives inside you, that leadership role that you feel like it's like you feeling a lot more on top of the world. Let's say that. Okay. But there is a sense of like, after what's happened last month, like you're a little bit more, you have a lot more wisdom in places where you were seeking it. Okay. So that's really great for y'all. I really love this energy. It seems like there's been some of y'all that's been working on having a little bit more structure, really just going after the things. A lot of enlightenment energy too, like seeking that enlightenment and having it sought, finding it, I guess. But look where it brings us, to temperance and the heart of your spread. Now, I'm going to tell you why this is so interesting. First, temperance, this is all about just, hey, remember, first, this is a monthly reading, not a weekly, okay? So for the month, this is, you got an archangel in the heart of your spread. This is great, okay? And this is all about that balance. It's all about that, mind, body, spirit alignment. This is all about just enjoying the moment, not trying to force anything, not trying to, take any shortcuts, really enjoying life and not letting anything stress you out, knowing that the things that you want are coming. Okay. You know how we have those moments where we really, really, really want something, and then a year passes, and then a year passes. And then, the first year you get so frustrated. Second year, you're like, okay, this is kind of annoying, but it's going to happen. Third year, you're like, okay, the universe is actually trying to tell me that this is not the time, and it's going to happen, and I'm going to be patient about it. Do you know what I mean? Like, and that's, just for some of y'all, it can be like just a week, like this week and next week and the third week or whatnot. But a lot of this is that moderation. It really is like, if you think about, I forget his name. Was it Democritus? Back in he was a Greek philosopher, like back in the fifth century. He's the one who really said the thing that it's like, just don't be overly concerned with things that are not essential in your life, basically. I don't know the exact phrase he said, but it was along those lines. And that's kind of like the theme of what's happening here. Now, this is where it gets really interesting. Temperance is ruled by Sagittarius, which, what did I say? We're moving into Sagittarius season. Mars is moving into Sagittarius. Mercury is moving into Sagittarius. So we have this cluster of planets, the sun, in Sagittarius. Okay, like I said, that's your seventh house of partnerships and relationships. You're going to have a lot of activity around that. You just got the Two of Cups, but in your challenge area. Okay, so a card of partnerships, challenging, the Temperance, ruled by Sagittarius, which rules your seventh house of partnerships and relationships. So very interesting here. Looks like a lot of y'all are ending jobs. A lot of y'all are ending careers. A lot of y'all are ending relationships, moving into new relationships. And if you're not here for partnerships or relationships and love or romance or career, or even like I said, like friendships or whatnot, it could be like there is something that is really, it's almost like, okay, imagine yourself like on a raft, just drifting down this beautiful river, okay? And everything is perfect. Everything is perfect except that one mosquito. And you're just like, nah. It's kind of like that. It's like, this mosquito is not leaving you alone, but is it really the other way around? Is a mosquito is it like worth your time getting annoyed about that? Is it taking you away from the things that this beautiful river and the fact that you're just feeling so good? Like, will you just let the mosquito take some blood from you and then move on? Do you know what I mean? Like, focus on those. Don't focus on those little things. Enjoy the big bit. Enjoy the ride. You're gonna have a big thing. But that's for a lot of Geminis that'll feel it, especially as we move into Sagittarius season. But looking at your entire spread here, it looks like there is gonna be a breakup, or there may have been a breakup. Okay. Divorce too, but a lot of self-love energy as well. It's almost like some things that you want that haven't happened yet is making it's affecting your self-confidence, okay? It's affecting you in a way where it's putting you in this headspace where you're doubting yourself now. Don't let it, okay? You got temperance in the heart of your spread. The things that you want are coming, okay? So don't doubt yourself, all right? Because, there's a lot of self-love in this card too, but it looks like there may be something happening this month where there could be the ending of, a friendship or a relationship, or even like a partnership in terms of work and career as well, okay? Some of y'all, it's already happened for sure. I definitely can it feels that way, but even still, just be aware of that. Be aware of the flow of life, okay? I know that's such a cliche thing to say, but just be aware of just everything that's happening for you, okay? So don't stress, and don't have any of this like self doubt, and don't be hard on yourself, because we have a tendency to do that. And Gemini's you the most, right? Because you're air signs, you're in your head, you're so creative, you're so logical, you're ruled by Mercury, you're all about intellect, right? And so a lot of us blame ourselves all the time for things that aren't even our fault, okay? Like someone bumps into you, you're like, oh, sorry. Do you know what I mean? Like we do that. Everyone does that. If something goes wrong, oops, sorry, that's my fault. Like it's just a human condition. It's just, we do that. But don't be hard on yourself this month, okay? You're going to be fine. You got the Page of Wands and the Six of Cups, okay? Now, what I love about your spread, by the way, you had an amazing last week. Oh my goodness. I love that. There are new things happening in your life for sure. If you haven't seen it, there's one of the rarest, like I couldn't believe it. You did get the Page of Wands in your crown. This is really great. There is a sense of you wanting something new, okay? So with the Two of Cups in your challenge area, for a lot of y'all, it definitely is something. I don't want you to see it as a bad thing. It's almost like you want it, okay? Because you know that, because you want to pursue this new thing, right? Whether it is relationship related or partnership related, but it still just comes down to your passions and this transformation that you're seeking. All right. So I really like that. I love the Page of Wands, kind of like, with the pyramids in the background. It's almost like they're like resurrection machines, okay? And the reason why he is in a desert landscape is because look at how compelled he is by that wand, all right? Your passions, your ideas, creativity. It's just even work related matters, okay? So new jobs, some of y'all may be looking for careers or whatnot, but you do see the leaves sprouting from that wand, all right? He has that power to turn this desert landscape into this beautiful, lush, verdant rainforest of his passion. So this is really great. And then you got the Six of Pentacles, which I love. I love this. One of my favorite cards, 6, is the heart of the tree of life, and it is all about that gratitude. It's all about not only gratitude, generosity. It's like feeling blessed. It feels like there is a sense of you this month where you're gonna have that, especially with temperance. Like that balance energy is really strong here, especially because like I said, there's that element of balance here, right? You even see her or him pouring between the two cups, the balance of the flow of the life and whatnot. But here with the scale, okay, with the pentacles, and pentacles, sure, it's money and wealth, but it's also your physical reality because they're earthbound. Pentacles are earthbound, okay. But at the core of this card, it really is all about that gratitude. It's about that blessings, okay, feeling those blessings, all right. And it's almost like, looking at your spread, if there's one thing I'd like for you to do this month, is just go into receptive mode. All right. When it comes to gratitude, I don't know if that makes sense. And I don't know if I can. So here's the thing, like, how when you, like, for instance, like check out at, I don't know, TJ Maxx or wherever, and you're like, okay, thank you. And you get your stuff or whatever. When you actually go into receptive mode with that, like gratitude, when you actually go out there and like, donate or help people out or open a door for someone, do you want to, like, those kind of moments, like you really feel it and it really feels your energy levels, like you feel great. Okay. So it really is that that energy that's coming through. And it seems like a lot of y'all are going to be the ones doing that, like being more having, like, sharing that gratitude and that wealth. And when I say wealth, it doesn't mean just money, like wealth and knowledge, wealth and family, whatever that is. But this is what I really love about what's happening here, is that both the Hierophant and the Six of Pentacles, both, he's the main figure, the philanthropic man, they both have the same hand gesture of like blessings. Like, so you have a great spread. Now we come to the moon in your future. And as you know, we have it's a full moon here, and we have a full moon in your sign in the end of the month, which is the future. So there is likely going to be some things that you could get really anxious about, and things that you may be a little like, it usually comes up with the moon, moments where you maybe have doubts about your future, or uncertainty about your future, or stress about your future. Just really trust your intuition now. Remember, you, especially again with all this energy in Scorpio, that is a lot of intuitive energy anyway, but coming from the Hierophant, like it really tap into that like spiritual well that you have inside you. Okay, did you like that? That was a good one, right? I just came up with that one. Yeah, and it's gonna have to do with work. So like I said, career and work may be a big thing on your minds this month. It looks like there's different directions you want to go. A lot of y'all, honestly, take some time to really think about what you've invested in, how much time you've invested, how much energy you've invested in something. And now, like the Truman Show at the end, walking through that door, what do you want next for yourself? Imagine what you want for yourself, okay? And build that reality for yourself. It looks like some of y'all are gonna question that. And so remember, pentacles are your physical reality. And so, yeah, it can be relationships too. It's what have you invested in at this? Like, what have you invested in? And then remember, all this energy moving into Sagittarius season is, or even in Sagittarius with Mercury and even Mars moving into Sagittarius, that's going to happen at the end of the month. That really brings a different level of it's gonna be a lot of partnerships and relationships, but at the same time, there's still so much activity there's still so much happening with Pluto, and again, I'll break it down week by week. That rules your 8th house, okay? And so it really is pretty significant, because Pluto is a ruler of Scorpio, and Scorpio is a native ruler of the 8th house. So that is like that transformation, that empowerment energy, a lot of money activity too. But it's still at the same time as other people's resources. So it could be about joint bank accounts. It could be about inheritance. It can be investments and whatnot. Keep that in mind. Keep that in mind. You got some decision to make. Looks like that's going to be a thing for y'all. Let's get to your stuff. Gemini. Hey, Gemini, if you like this reading, it would be great if you like, subscribe, leave comments. I really want to know what's going on. I love hearing from y'all, and it does help the algorithm, I learned. So, and if you are a subscriber, thank you so much for being here. I wouldn't be here without you, so I really appreciate it. I am truly grateful. Thank you so much, Gemini. Yeah. So remember how I said Neptune's going to be a big thing this month. It really is. It's going to be a big thing. Yeah. Okay. So you got the Tower. I wouldn't even listen. Here's the thing. Some of y'all are definitely going to change things up. All right. Some of y'all secretly want things to end like now. So where it actually falls in your spread, it's more like you want it. Okay. It's more like, this is what I want. I want, this isn't working. I want to burn it down, build it up. Okay. I want something to come in and, Miley Cyrus wrecking ball it because it's going to clear this path for me. Okay. So keep that in mind. It's actually coming in. And when you look at your entire spread here, yeah, it's almost like you're like manifesting it. Interesting. Like, who manifests like a tower moment? But it seems like you want it. It seems like you want it, but don't want it out of confusion. There's going to be some confusion with Neptune at play this month, okay? And a lot of that, again, that's your 10th house, all right? So a lot of career activity, but do it because you know that it's going to benefit you. You did get the Empress. You're good. I mean, hello. Which is really interesting. The Empress has been showing up a lot. So you particularly, remember what I said. Venus moving into Libra is going to be the best thing ever for you. It's going to be the best thing ever for you. And then if you are in a partnership or relationship that you just really, really, really love, like, oh yeah, things are going to feel really good. Things are going to feel really good because the Empress is ruled by Venus. And as I said, Venus is moving into Libra. Okay. And so that is your 5th house of love and romance and pleasure in general and recreation, just having fun, procreation as well. She is pregnant too. And you even see the symbol of Venus in her stone shaped heart here. And again, it looks like there is just this new thing you want in your life. Okay. That's all you want. You want something new, like brand new. Remember, you got all those 3s last time, and the Empress is 3, the birth of new things and creation. So I actually really love that for you. You also got the Queen of Swords. All right. So it's like no effing around anymore. And that's kind of like all you want now. It's like there's going to be so much fog this month. On certain days, okay? Things may not be a little bit clear, and all you want to do is just cut through that, okay? All you want to do is cut through that. Now, again, a lot of it may have to do with partnerships and relationships, whether a friend, whether work-related, career, CEO, boss, colleague, if you're an entrepreneur, just like it maybe even like a coworker or employee, especially with the Scorpio activity in your 6th house. But there is, because the Queen of Swords is Libra. All right. Again, your 7th house of partnerships and relationship, or who rules that. But a lot of it could be with love as well, especially with the Empress and the Queen of Swords here. Yeah. And the fact, like I said, Libra is like your 5th house, okay, of love. And it's your BFF, right? Libra, fellow air sign. So Venus and Libra is like really good for you, okay? It's really good for you. And I feel like a lot of y'all are going to do things based on your heart, like what your heart wants. You did get the 7 of Cups, okay, in your final outcome. So again, I call this a card of illusion and delusion. So remember, I said Neptune is going to be really active this month. Sometimes, some days like really, really great for your imagination and creativity. But then some days it's going to make things a little bit foggy. It's going to make things a little bit like, what is going on? I'm really confused. So that's what this card is. It really is just saying, like, know what you want. Really, really, like, if you are going to like manifest things, like, you have to put all your energy toward the thing that is realistically going to happen. And that's what this card is, okay? Or realistically what you want and is something that is actually really good for you and is part of, your life path and your purpose. It's very, I'm not going to lie, very, very, very interesting spread. Again, because this card is a Scorpio card, and we do have a new moon in Scorpio this month as well. Like I said, I'm going to break it down later. And I'll even clarify this for you. Oh yeah, you're definitely leaving something behind. You're definitely leaving something behind. It looks like a lot of y'all are leaving careers, or jobs, or something that has to do with work. Or again, if you're not here for work, it is just maybe the way that you are being perceived, or moving on to like a different passion project or whatnot. But you just got the Seven of Cups with the Eight of Cups, okay? And so, kind of a big deal here, kind of a big deal. So the reason why, well, first of all, it looks like there may be some opportunities coming through, but you really got to know. Remember, you got the Seven of Pentacles, all right? So that decision that you're gonna have to make, but you the Eight of Cups, all right? Leaving something, like moving forward, okay? Moving forward because there's something better for you, okay? Kind of like Truman Show at the end, all right? He knows that there's something for him on the other side of that door. All right. That's what this card is. And, there is an eclipse happening in this card. It's a game changing moment. But there is this sense of just you moving away from these cups that no longer like serve you well anymore. Like you could have outgrown it. You just may know that, there's a lot of value. You have a lot of value and sense of self-worth for something bigger and better. And lastly, believe it or not, this card is attributed to Saturn in Pisces, which again, your 10th house of career. So, big career spread here. But again, if you are not, and yeah, okay. You're good. You're fine. You're good. You're absolutely good. You got the Queen of Wands, so she does have the power to attract whatever she wants. She is very charismatic. She's she's like the social like butterfly, but at the end of the day, she is the entrepreneur out of the queens. Okay. And so again, a very work related card here, but she is compelling. Okay, she can get what, like I always say it, like think about like Angelina Jolie. There you go. There's a Gemini. Think about Angelina Jolie walking into a room. She can get whatever she wants, like the Queen of Wands. Okay, it looks like you're gonna be fine, and you are gonna get something. You're leaving something behind for something a lot better. You just have to be patient in the process, and don't forget to have those fun moments in your life this month. It seems like you want it. Looking at your spread, it looks like you want really, really big change, and it's gonna happen, especially around partnership or relationship. I know I keep repeating that, but I just want to make it clear. All right. Let's see what's going on. Okay. So let's see what's going on for you, for every week of November, but just to reiterate, you are good. Okay. So just continue to move forward into that thing that that you want, that is going to bring you, help you sit in that throne. Okay. Sit in that throne with that wand. Again, if you're not here for career, this is it. It can be love. It's passions. It's the wands, right? Wands are so invigorating. They're so lively, and it's like, what are you passionate about? What is that thing that's driving you right now? Okay, it looks like there is going to be something that you're going to leave for that, to make room for that, for a lot of y'all. Now, for the first week of November, it kicks off really nicely. I like it. The sun opposite Jupiter on November 2nd. Yeah, break out your notebooks. But again, this is all in my description box. So it's a really good day. And then we have, Saturn going direct on the 4th is like the biggest thing. Okay, it's the biggest thing. Saturn has been retrograde since June. Okay, June 17th. So what's really interesting is, at this time, this was around the same time that we had that new moon in your sign. Think about that. Think about that. All right. There was a lot happening during your birthday season. Okay. Saturn went to retrograde during your birthday season. So remember, there's a full moon in your sign at the end of this month. They all correspond to the new moon 6 months back. So think about what may have happened for you around June. For a lot of y'all, you could have started a job, and at this point, you may be thinking, I don't like it here, and so you want something new. But that's only if that resonates with you. Every Gemini is different, obviously. Comes down to your birth chart. So let's see what's going on for you. Okay, Saturn going direct is going to be a big thing for you. All right, you're going to see a lot of movement in career, work, public recognition, fame. All right, honors, achievements. But it is it's a big deal. Okay, let's just keep it that way. Saturn going direct. Really big deal. So, Gemini, let's see what's going on for you for the first week of November. Good. You got strength. I like this for you. You know, especially with the Hierophant, how we kicked off with the Hierophant. Really trust whatever wherever you find that strength, tap into that energy. It seems like you will the first week. Okay, it's just, you know, not just about strength, but it's like all that like potential that can happen when you have that inner courage, that confidence. Remember, from your main spread, there is that sense of like some of y'all who may be like doubtful, or, you know, the focusing on like the little things when you should look at the big picture and then just enjoy life and have all this fun, and don't forget that fun part of your life. But finding that inner courage, okay, and really opening up your heart, that's a big thing. I feel like I've mentioned this in the past, but, you know, this card is all about courage, right? And if you trace the word back, courage, to its etymological root, it translates to core, Kor. Okay, we're going way back. Okay, and core means heart. All right, so it's that courage comes from heart, right? So think like corazon, right? So, but anyway, so have that heart. Open up your heart. Find it in your heart. Like I said, a lot of the things that you're going to be doing this month, I feel like, did I say it earlier? I feel like it's coming from it's going to be like what your heart wants. Okay. Now, week 2 of November, on the 6th, Venus is trining Pluto. I absolutely love this. This is 1000% amazing. Okay. This is really great because Venus is all about love, right? Love, romance, money, sex, creativity. And like I said, Pluto is in your 8th house, which there's sex is in that house too. And this is like lit, as the kids say. This is a lit aspect, especially when it comes to love, romance, and your desires, if you're not here for love or romance. But it really is a day, if you are single, you better go out there. Okay. A lot of money activity could happen on this day for y'all too. Okay. On the same day, I love this because Mercury is your ruling planet and is going to trine Neptune. Like I said, Neptune is in Pisces in your 10th house of career. So like your imagination, your creativity, you could go really wild around this time. It could go really time. And then I really actually love Mercury sextiling Pluto on the 8th. Okay, Mercury, your ruling planet again. So really like that energy for you too. That's just like a day where you could just have like really deep conversations with friends and lovers and family and whatnot. But even still, Venus goes into Libra that day. So this is a beautiful, I love that. And then on the 9th, Mercury moves into Sagittarius. So Mercury is your ruler. Let's remember that. All right. Moving into Sagittarius, I'm not going to lie. And I'm going to talk about this more in the weekly, so I don't take up so much time here. Mercury is in its detriment in Sagittarius. Now, it's not like a bad thing. It's just more like it's silly. It's kind of like, it's like a Curb Your Enthusiasm episode. Mercury in Sagittarius is kind of like a silly placement. It's like it's confusing, but it's like productive. This is like also like really big ideas, like really grandiose, but like not knowing what to do. Like and again, we're going to talk a little bit more about this. It's just being like very optimistic, but not super organized. Okay. We definitely will. You know what it is? It's like an escape room. Have you ever done an escape room? And it's like that. It's like, when you go for the first time, you're a little giddy and it's just a little you're like, what is going on? And you got to figure things out. And it's like these escape rooms like force your brain to think a different way in a way that you've never done before, right? So it's fun. Mercury in Sagittarius is fun, but it's kind of like scattered. But again, we'll talk more about that in the weekly. And then the one day I want you to know is gonna be challenging will be on the 11th. Okay, Mars is opposing Uranus. Now, this is a day where Mars is not happy. Okay, he is not happy. He is at this point that villain in that like casino movie. He's wearing a white suit. He's got like a pet tiger with him. He got a cigar dangling out of his lips, and he's not happy. Okay, because you did not bring the briefcase that he asked for that was full of money. Anyway, Mars is opposing Uranus. Just be cool, be chill. Uranus is a planet of surprises, so it could be a day where something surprising could just come out of nowhere. Kind of an aggressive placement. Keep that in mind. All right. And then also, just for you, I'm going to bring this up on November 10th. Mercury will square Saturn. Remember, Mercury is your ruling planet. So just be careful about the way that you say things, and don't sign contracts this day. Please don't. Okay. So with that said, they're great days. Like I love Mercury entering Libra. I'm sorry, Venus moving into Libra. It's a big week. I'm not gonna lie. The second week of November is really big, but let's see what we can expect for you, Gemini, for the second week of November. You got the devil. You did. You see it here. So interestingly enough, there definitely will be some. We're all adults here. There's going to be, with the fact that, like I said, Venus trining Pluto, fuego, right? Like passionate day, very passionate, powerful, like really sexy, and all about desires. Venus moving into Libra in your 5th house of love and romance. Venus, a planet of love, and then Pluto, which is in Capricorn, the devil ruled by Capricorn in your 8th house, which I told you earlier, like a lot of sex and money involved in the 8th house. So that's going to be a thing. A lot of y'all are going to have a little too much fun the second week if you're here for that. Okay. But again, there could be some money things too if you're, that's a thing for you. But there is going to be something where it's just like you just be cool. Be cool. Be smart about it. All right. Use that Mercury powers that you got. All right. There could be also something that you may. It's the biggest message coming through is like overindulgence, but. With the devil does represent everything that you think that the devil would represent. So it's almost like also just be aware of like not overindulging, but also the things that have your fun. But remember, you have like work and you have to, water the plants. Just don't, just be cool, be chill. The other thing is that there is something that could be tempting you to come back to something that you used to like in the past. Okay. I'm just going to keep it at that. However that resonates with you, you take it. Okay. However that resonates with you, you take it. And just be careful about like deals that are too good to be true. All right. That remember I said Neptune is very active, and especially with this being in your 8th house of like investments and just be and other people's money and resources. And just be careful with that. Okay. So be careful with your money this week too. And just don't do anything. Like if something sounds too good to be true, just be like, let me think about this. Now, the third week of where are we? November. It's when we have that new moon in Scorpio. Okay. That is in your 6th house. Now, the thing about this new moon in Scorpio, it's already like really intense, right? But you add the sun opposing Uranus that same day, it can be a little intense. All right. I'm not going to lie. It could be an intense day, but the rest of the week, it's so many beautiful aspects. Okay. Like even the 17th, Mars and the sun are going to trine Neptune, which is amazing. Absolutely amazing. And then the sun is going to conjunct Mars. And so there's going to be like this fire within you that's just like, whoosh, fuego. I like that word. I'm going to keep that. So keep that in mind. Okay. Keep that in mind. And remember at this time, Mars is still in Scorpio. So there is something like passion projects or something that's just going to get you really going. It could be like work related. It could also be like, well, I'm not going to lie. A lot of this is going to be work related. Or career, but it can be like something in your everyday, routine. All right. Or even you could get a new pet around this week. Yep. Because we're talking about the 6th house here. But yeah, let's see what's going on for you. This is a big week too. Okay. So let's see what's going on for you for the 3rd week of November. You're good. Chariot. You got 3 major arcanas that's so crazy. So, this is really nice because you have the Chariot coming after the Devil. So it does. And the Chariot is all about like moving forward. It's all about leaving challenges behind and obstacles and finding that inner wisdom, right? You got strength here. You also got temperance here. You got the Hierophant here. There's a lot of like wisdom here and courage and whatnot. But, especially with a Chariot, all right, that willpower to move forward, all right, and then balancing any dualities in your life. So it looks like just based on this, like whatever that devil energy represents, it's like you have your fun and then you're moving on. But I like the Chariot, all right? So you see that you have a lot of cards here that's all about moving forward, okay? And it's kind of like what you want. Now, the last week, okay? Last week of the, of where are we? November. Why do I keep forgetting what month? You know what it is? It's because this year's just gone by so fast. Okay, so the last week of November, I would mark the 20th and the 21st in your calendar because the sun and Mars are going to sextile Pluto. This is a huge day of empowerment. These are amazing days. I absolutely love these days. And then we move into Sagittarius season. So there's going to be a lot of partnership and relationship activity, or you'll be thinking about it a lot more. On the 23rd, this is a day I may, because it's Thanksgiving in the US. I know we're getting close to that. This is a tough day. The sun squaring Saturn. It's a challenging day. You may be tested, but again, Saturn in Pisces in your 10th house of career. So it can be something work related. And it's kind of like something pushing you out of something that you have outgrown, or you just want to get promoted. There's this next level, or just I'm over this, or you just want to move forward in this new direction. But just be very patient that day. I think you're going to be fine, actually, looking at what's going on. And the fact that you got temperance and the Hierophant and strength and the jury, and the Queen of, you're going to be fine. You're going to be fine. Now, Mars is moving into Sagittarius on the 24th. We're going to talk about that a lot more in the weekly. On the 27th, this is when we get to full moon in Gemini. Now, this is the twist about this full moon in your sign, is that obviously, full moons culminate things, right? Things come to culmination, the end of things, and full moons illuminate a lot of things in your life. Now, Mercury is squaring Neptune on this day. And so that's your ruling planet, and Neptune, which is creativity, imagination. So with this aspect, things could be a little foggy around things. There, you may have a little bit of confusion about some things. Just know the facts, okay? Know the facts. Keep to the facts, and you'll be fine. Remember, you got the 7 of Cups and your final outcome, but followed by, clarified with the 8 of Cups and the Queen of Wands. So it looks like you'll get out of this haze, but let's see what's going on for you, okay, for the last week of November. It was all worth it, wasn't it? It was all worth it. So you're going to have some moments this month. You're going to be tested this month, but you clearly know that you're moving forward. You clearly see that you're going to have to make some big decision about something that you've invested a lot of time and effort in. A lot of partnership activity, relationship activity, that may come to an end and a new beginning. There's going to be some confusion, fogginess, but you're all about moving forward, making this decision to move forward. You're moving forward. You're moving forward. You have the Queen of Wands in your final outcome, and then you also have the King of Pentacles, which is all about wealth. It's all about abundance. It's like you're good. You're good. Okay. This is, and the King of Pentacles, what I love about him is that he is so pragmatic and he's so practical and he's such a provider. Okay. Don't forget, you have that here. All right. With the 6 of Pentacles, you have it with the Hierophant. It's almost like you're going to be in this, like I said, like that receptive mode, but also like sharing a lot of, what you have to offer. But you want to see something cool, Gemini? You want to see something cool? Now, I did say the King of Pentacles is the richest king, okay? This is someone who's like owning his wealth. He's got a lot of abundance. You can't even distinguish him from his robe, from his harvest. Now, he holds the golden scepter. There's only one of 2 people in all of tarot that hold that. That golden scepter, it creates all this abundance. It creates that wealth, that growth. It's, anything he touches turns to gold, okay? Remember how I said there's only one of 2 people in all of tarot that hold the golden scepter. Well, you got both of them. You do what you do, you Gemini. You do you, because it looks like you're gonna be fine. Just things may be a little confusing this month for you, especially when it comes to career, but it looks like you are moving into this place of like wealth, love, abundant, like all of this. You have the Empress and the King of Pentacles. You have the Queen of Wands. In your final outcome, you're moving forward into this place of like, again, remember, she is like the entrepreneur, right? And if you want to go a little bit deeper, she is Aries, okay? Which is, they are like natural born leaders and entrepreneurs or whatnot. But remember, the North Node moved into Aries for you, okay? In your 11th house of your hopes and wishes, all right? So, listen, you're going to be fine. There's definitely going to be some emotional moments for you. Especially with a lot of y'all are going to have a split up thing. Okay. Maybe work, possibly work. It looks like it's mostly work, but it can be, again, also love and relationships, but it's what resonates with you. Okay. Now, if you're not here for love, if you're not here for career, if you're not here for any of that, again, this is all about you. This is all about you. What do you want? Walking past the door, okay, of the Truman Show. All right. You're Jim Carrey walking through that door. Imagine it for yourself. What do you want next? Are you retired? What do you want next? What group do you want to belong to? Or group do you want to join? Or do you want to start a club or, like a book club? Or do you want to, think about like where you want to live and, pick up some passion project. But this is, again, Gemini, you're good. You're absolutely good. Okay. So thanks so much for tuning in. If you like this reading, it'd be great if you like, subscribe, leave comments. And if you are a subscriber, thanks so much for being here. Y'all are amazing. I did not mean to go over this long. I will see you next week. Okay. Bye-bye.